Alright, I'm starting this video. It's called They Didn't Fit In. It's about rappers. I have not watched this video. And I feel like I want to watch this video because I feel like I heavily, not trying to sound quirky and different, but I think I heavily resonate with that title. My whole life I've been bullied before and stuff like that, and sometimes I've been like an outcast and stuff like that. So I feel like, and I also rap, so I feel like I I should watch this video. I feel like it's gonna be Let me quit the yapping. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, I knew I was different.
And people would say, "Oh, that's an odd child," and that crushed my spirit.
My whole life I
And it crushed my spirit. No, I'm just joking.
felt like a stepchild in school, at home.
Wanted was to be the biggest underground artist of all time, and I finally found imperfection with this album. So I appreciate y'all.
Spit it out the top.
I am really scared right now. For those who don't know, I
Damn,
started
maybe
this
you wanna-
channel out of desperation after my last channel got abandoned by the algorithm, but now I think this
Damn.
channel may be getting that same treatment because my last few videos haven't been the best. I don't have the ability to drop great videos weekly anymore due to my insanely packed lifestyle at the moment. I say all this to say, this is the most important video I have ever.
Yo, just to add to what he's saying, I feel like life gets busy and life gets on and things get stressful. I feel like at the end of the day, like the only thing guiding you has to be like your love for it. You know what I'm saying? It can't be anything else. And then obviously you do what works and what people like. And yeah, I know I look a little glossy right now. I was playing soccer, and that's just sunscreen still on my skin. But I gotta do the video.
Ever released. All I need is one last video to get the algorithm to like me again, because once they do, it's over. So I'm gonna buy myself some time by using a video from that old channel. It was the last of a trilogy of successful videos on that channel, so I know it's good. If this video flops, then I know this channel is pretty much cooked. If it isn't, y'all will get peak cinema every other week. I can finally afford a thumbnail creator for every video. For context, the only time I've had a thumbnail creator for any of these videos was this one, my biggest video. So yeah, this video is extremely important. I'm very scared. Please share it. I love y'all. Enjoy. Let's stick the landing to what I'm going to call the Outside Trilogy. Both of those videos cover two minorities. People who care enough to be vocal in their support for art, and people who care enough to make that art. Now, why are these two only a small percentage of people? Well, the answer to that is kind of the whole point of those first two videos, so go watch them if you haven't. But I want this third video to be all about how it feels to be in that small percentage, and how the people outside of that percentage treat that minority. Let's talk about Chromacopia for a second. I'll let you guys know off rip, I'm in love with it. It's all about never dimming your creativity despite all of the societal pressures telling you to conform the more you age.
Bro, I love Tyler the Creator. Flower Boy was such a beautifully put album, and there's just so many songs on that album that I have on my playlist that are always on repeat. I think for years on end, ever since the album came out. I love that album.
Which is pretty much word for word my thesis for my last video that dropped 2 days before Chromacopia. So yeah, this album hit me hard. It's kind of the soundtrack to my life right now. Tyler lives in a country where the average male is white, straight, monogamous, and has a wife and kids. But Tyler himself is black, bisexual, monogamy is not for him, and is not ready for children. And this is just the pressure he's feeling now because he's getting older, but Tyler has always stood out from what is considered normal. Not only when he first got big with Odd Future, but even before that. There's plenty of interviews where he talks about growing up and feeling like an outsider.
My whole life I felt like a stepchild, in school, at home, and especially in music and rap.
And I've come to understand that most of our favorite artists felt like Outkast growing up. My two favorite artist discoveries this year are easily Bright Eyes and Charlie Kaufman. Both of them are...
But I feel like pressure makes diamond. You know, not to be corny or cringy, but I feel like for me to enjoy someone's music, they gotta be from a different world. They gotta bring like a new flavor, a new color I've never seen, or been through things I haven't seen. And you could still resonate with somebody by seeing, you know what I'm saying, seeing how you relate to their story in whatever way, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, I like different types of music, you know what I'm saying? So when these artists sound so creative in their sound, they're not trying to sound like anybody. They're bringing something new to the table. I love that, you know what I'm saying? And like, a lot of people, even when Chance came out, they were calling him a breath of fresh air. Bro, who raps like that? Like, not everybody was doing the creative style and then doing the multi-line rhyme syllable, the multi-syllable rhyming and stuff like that, and it was working. Acid rap was amazing. You know what I'm saying? I think even and then even Tyler the Creator, he has some wordplay and stuff like that, and he does multi sometimes, and like I think he even mentioned before that he had Eminem influence. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what music should have, like all different types of people, not a bunch of iRobot clones, stuff like that. Like, that's why like things come off so bland nowadays, because everybody wants to sound the same. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to sound like the old head, like, oh, music back then was so much. That's not what I'm saying. Music is always amazing. If you think that music sucks now, you're either two things. You either suck at looking for music, or you're just only listening to mainstream and you just not even trying to do anything for music discovery. Like, bro, did you even try? Did you even try search up like new rappers? Like, and that's another thing too. It's like a lot of people feel like they can only like something if like other people like it. It's like not everything has to be a hive mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, something can be super famous to me. I'm like, I just don't get it. Like, and you don't have to be quirky and different to just not get it. You just have a difference of opinion. I just don't like it. And if it was famous or not famous, I would still have that same opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Extremely socially awkward. I recently watched Piece by Piece, the Pharrell documentary, which by the way is incredible, 9 out of 10. So go watch it because it's
I gotta watch that.
But in it, he talks about feeling different growing up. Do you know why it's become such a trope in movies for the loser nerd kid to get bullied and at the end he gets the girl that he wants? It's because the people writing these movies are those same nerds. They are writing out the story they wanted to happen to them growing up. I don't know about you guys watching this, but this was pretty much my exact experience when I was growing up. The older I got, the more I fell in love with art, but because of the capitalist society we are in that I described in the first.
But even like, let's say you are a nerd, right? Or whatever, right? And you just want to get the girl. My guy, you are writing movies. Like, that is like a win. Like, that is better than getting the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love to be in a movie. I like, you know what I'm saying? I love being on camera. I'm a rapper. I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? I love that. You know what I'm saying? So I would, and like making music is already kind of like voice acting in a way, because like you have to deliver, you have to act out your verse. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's off the top, you still have to act out your delivery, your punchline, whatever you gotta say. You still have to like say it in a way. So that is voice acting in a way. So I would love to do that. Witty? Did I get a lisp? What the heck? Bro, that's how you know I'm tired.
Videos, that is far from the norm. And a lot of people just don't understand what that does to a teenager.
I knew I was different. And people would say, oh, that's an odd child. And that crushed my spirit.
To feel different, to feel like you don't have anybody to talk to about the things you are passionate about. Now, some people are lucky enough to go to art schools, or some people can easily find groups where being different is the norm. Some people grow up not giving a shit that they're different and don't care how other people perceive them. But hopefully, I'm not the only one when I say this, that I don't fall into any of these categories. Feeling different just made me feel alone and pretty depressed. And it's a terrible cycle of sadness that really fucks with
You gotta love the Kendrick in the background.
your self-esteem. Because you're different from other people, so you don't have as much friends, which leads to you having a lot more alone time. And when you're alone, you start overthinking. And what do you start telling yourself and eventually believing?
That's so true. Like, that's why it sucks, because like people suck sometimes. So like you want to protect yourself, and you want to not be hurt. So you don't want people to give access to you, because when you give access, when you give people access to you, like, they can stab you in the back, they can hurt you. And like, that's why, at least my reason, I don't know everybody else, but like my reason for sometimes I stay alone is because I don't want people to say something to offend me. And yeah, you could hit the argument, like, well, don't let it get to you. It's like, sometimes I just want to be at peace. Like, I just want to be alone, and like I just want to reset. You know what I'm saying? And like, what sucks about that is because like I have this belief, or at least for me, this is how it works, is that if I don't work on my social skills, like, it's like a muscle. It's like if I don't work out, like I'll get fat. Like, my metabolism is like really slow, so I get fat really fast. And so it's like if I don't talk to nobody, so if I don't talk to nobody, then like I get anxious really quickly, and I start overthinking, just like you mentioned, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like, at the end of the day, it's not that I need to always be talking to someone to feel fulfilled or validated. It's just more like, for me, like, I have to constantly be going out of my way, or because I know myself. Like, I know I'm gonna ball up and, you know, and I'm just gonna get really anxious and just really introverted. Yeah, I feel like I'm an extroverted introvert or some shit like that. Like, because like I feel like I can be very social, but at the end of the day, like I said, if I don't work on it, then I'll lose it. Like it's like use it or lose it type stuff for me.
When you overthink, a bunch of harmful things that over time really mess with you. I don't belong. Everyone else has it figured out but me. Nobody will ever love me.
And that's another thing too. It's like why I don't like to compare myself, because like to other people. Like, yeah, you can compare like don't compare value, but like everything else you can compare. Like that's how I feel. Like yeah, you can compare like score in a game, or like for example rapping skills, or you can compare like where you are in life to someone else, but don't, I know that sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but like don't attach your value and existence to the status quo, whatever it is, or keeping up with the Jones type stuff, because at the end of the day, it's like we were put on Earth, and Earth didn't have all these things until we were here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all that status quo. It's like a lot of people do kill themselves. A lot of people take their own lives because they feel like they're not enough, or they just can't handle it. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, I feel like it's good to be competitive, but never attach the value where you can love yourself unless you're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, always love yourself, always be enjoying life. Even if you're in a crappy situation, it's still good to like be like consciously, and not just because you should be, just because like you actually want to enjoy life. Like laughing when you don't want to, doing things when you doing like, you know, things that will update or upgrade your situation when you don't want to, just because. You know what I'm saying? Like something, you don't have to succumb to the wants of your brain. Sometimes you need to do certain things so you can get to where you're not. You know what I'm saying? But I hope anybody who goes through stuff like that, like, can see it like how I see it. Like, sometimes you just gotta push through, and I know it's hard, but like sometimes you just gotta move with your feet first, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, they like it's crazy because I've seen a lot of people quit. Like, I've been rapping for a long time, and I have made some success, and I have done some stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a famous rapper. I know I'm not, but I have succeeded some things before, and I have did that. And so I wish that like everyone who doesn't have the confidence like realizes that you have to keep going until you make it, because when you make it, you're gonna have to keep going. So it's like you might as well just keep doing it, because once you get successful, you're gonna have to keep doing it again. So it's like that's why you don't want to get burnt out. You want to go at your own pace and stuff like that, and like do little things like when it comes to talking to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like have a full-blown conversation about nonsense just because you feel like you need to stretch your social muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do that. Like, actually, like, you know, some small talk that it doesn't have to be cringy, or like to where you're uncomfortable. Or you don't have to do anything at all. I'm just saying, like, if you know that you're a person who gets like dark thoughts and stuff like that when you don't get out of your bubble, it's like that's the type of person I'm saying that needs to, or should at least for the greater good, you know, get out of the comfort zone.
And if anybody relates to this, they know that I'm just scratching the surface. That self-hate talk is insane. And for a lot of us, this period...
It is too. Like I know... It's crazy. Like, when you get in your own head and start marinating, I know it's impossible. I know it sounds like it's impossible, but it is possible because I can do it. Like, sometimes you just gotta quiet your mind and just quiet everything around you. You don't have to scream and yell and be violent. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is like sometimes you just gotta think for a second and breathe, then come back to the situation. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, go about it however you think you see fit.
Of time is just ugly. But we aren't Tyler the Creator or Pharrell Williams, who were embraced for their weirdness and got a lifestyle that spoils them for being different. We were rejected for it. And a lot of people grow up and understand that a lot of people just don't understand that they're different. A lot of other people try to fit in so hard that they eventually do, but this is far from the majority. A lot of us develop habits because of this low self-esteem. Things like terrible social anxiety, porn addictions, eating our pain away. So what do the other people do? The lonely that aren't showered with Kanye West level praise. What should they do to make it to the other side and finally love themselves? The answer is nothing. Bear with me for a second because I got 2 points I want to get to here. One of the biggest things I've realized in the past year is that most cliches are true. And the cliche that you should love yourself just the way you are is one of those. Much like creativity
Unless like you're like a murderer or a sex trafficker.
gets stripped away from you the more you grow up, so does your self-love. But there was a point in everyone's life where they loved themselves. Nobody hates themselves the second they get farted out of their mom's. There is a point in most people's lives where they stop loving themselves. You gotta do some thinking, some reflection on what that point is, or maybe it's multiple points. For example, for me, it was mostly feeling like an outsider in high school. But thinking back to my childhood, I realized patterns of conformity that allowed me to be affected so strongly by everything that happened inside high school. Once I understood where everything came from, I immediately understood why I felt so much self-hatred. And I understood that self-hatred is just illogical, and that's just not for me. That's literally most people on the planet. There is no real reason to actually hate yourself unless you're like a rapist, murderer, man. Which if you're watching this video, you're not, I hope. At the end of the day, we're just products of our environment.
Weirdo.
We're just a collection of everything that has happened to us. But you are your own unique collection of things, and you should love that collection of things and embrace that as opposed to conform. Like I said earlier, I've been doing YouTube for so long with no success.
For my team, I like to drink lean.
Hey.
Mr. Pink, and I suck a lot of things.
But every
Yo, bars. What the heck? Somebody should sign him.
video I made was conforming to make more digestible content. But when I made my most me video ever, which was my last video, it got the strongest response to any of my videos ever. What if I made a video that was less representative of who I am and was more for the algorithm? The comment sections would be so dry. It wouldn't be me interacting with people that are geeks like me. Which leads to my second biggest point in this video: empathy. Kendrick addresses his ugliest truths on Mr. Morale and comes out on the other side loving himself. Tyler is doing the exact same on Chromacopia. It's no coincidence that all of the highs I'm hitting in life currently are coming right after I made an album confronting my darkest traumas. It is possible to love yourself even when you understand how flawed you are. The same way you can love your flawed family or friends, which is exactly why I bring up empathy. Both Kendrick and Tyler humanize people.
And that's another reason why marinating is not good, because a lot, like, we all have flaws. We all sin and we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So like marinating for too long, like let's say like it's been like 5 years. Like, bro, get over it, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, and this is not general to anything like SA or like someone like off to one of your family. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like they said something weird or like just, yeah, that perfect example. So yes, you can set boundaries. Yes, setting boundaries is always going to be important. And so is listening and following boundaries, and also taking like feedback to like when you set boundaries, or like how hard you are on other people, or how well you forgive people for their mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how like you forgive yourself for certain mistakes. I'm not talking about like super bad, like people who are weird and stuff like that. I'm talking about like you know what I'm saying? Like, you said something mean to your friend, like type beat. You know what I'm saying?
Around them that other people just wouldn't. Tyler embraces a girl who lives out her sexual fantasies, the type of fantasies that would get judged by most people. Kendrick does one of the most challenging things he's probably done in his career and attempts to humanize Kodak Black and understand.
I don't know that situation too well, but I will say I don't know the situation about Tyler and embracing a girl. I don't know, but I will say this: like, if someone is single and they're doing everything safe and it's legal, and like what they're doing is not illegal, I feel like they should go have at it, and no one's getting hurt and everyone is being protected. I feel like it should be fine. You know what I'm saying? It's their body, they're not to be cringe, but yeah, it's their body, their choice.
understand his childhood trauma. The reason most of us have felt alone growing up is because the words that someone has said or how someone has treated us, and that's completely understandable. Most kids don't have the emotional maturity to understand the psychological effects words have on other people. And a big thing that messed me up was thinking everyone else had life figured out and I was the only one struggling. But the truth is, we're all just sensitive little mammals and trying to navigate through life. And the further I've grown from my toxic masculine ways, the more I realize that it goes a long way to be kind. A lot of people.
And it's so crazy too. You know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes like a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's free to be kind. It's like, and it's free to be mean, but it's like I feel like it's just like a risk for your safety. Like I feel like sometimes being mean to random strangers, like a lot of people be on their last, you know what I'm saying, and then they might snap and like you just might be at fault for, or like be at the receiving end of that, you know. And yeah, it is a little weird, like with toxic masculinity. A lot of people say that they don't want to. A lot of men feel weird crying and stuff like that, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, as long as you protect your family and protecting yourself, and you're doing everything that's right as a man, it's like it's okay to let out. Like I never understand that, why men are expected not to cry. I'm not saying be a crybaby, but I'm just saying like in general.
People would say, oh, that's sensitive, but that's just having an understanding of what words can do to people. Listen to what Kendrick said on Auntie Diaries. Words do have impact. Don't judge.
Bro, I'm sorry.
Judy.
I gotta go back. Like, Andrew Tate.
Toxic masculine ways, the more I realize that it goes a long way to be kind. A lot of people would
Andrew
say,
Tate
oh,
just
that's
looks like a fucking egg.
but that's just having an understanding of what
Yo,
words
his
can
mouth,
do to
yo.
people. Listen to what people would say, oh, that's sensitive, but that's just where I've grown from my toxic masculine ways, the more I realize that it goes a long way to be kind. A lot of people would say, oh, that's sensitive, but that's just having an understanding of what words
Like that's
can
so random. Like, bro, why do you just have like a random clip of like Andrew Tate? Like,
do to people. Listen to what Kendrick said on Auntie Diaries. Words do have impact. Don't judge Judy. Instead, embrace her sexuality like she does. That's exactly why I think Tyler put Sticky right after Judge Judy. Tyler feels inspired to embrace his sexuality, and this girl died, so he dropped the Diddy Party anthem right after. So the big cliches of this video are: be yourself, be kind, realize you're different, and love that you're different. Because the people who don't are the exact people I've been criticizing for this entire trilogy. You are you, and nobody else on this planet can be you, so don't conform. So in conclusion, don't you ever dim your light for any of these motherfuckers.
that was a wholesome video. I'm glad that I watched that. Yo, yeah. Just to add on to what I'm saying, like, you know, he basically he put it beautifully put. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I feel like we see this all the time. Quotes, like, it gets repetitive, but it's still true. You know what I'm saying? You want to love yourself if you're a decent human being. I'm not trying to condone no violence. I'm not trying to get into the head of like serial whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a good person, you're a decent person, and you're trying to better yourself, then love yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, a lot of people feel like they can't love themselves unless they're doing everything in life. But at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like for you to do everything in life, you gotta love yourself, because you gotta have that confidence. You just gotta do it, and just do what you love. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best way to take the mask off, is just to always be doing what you love and doing what you gotta be, like doing what you gotta be doing, like working your job or doing whatever you gotta do to get out of the situation that you're in. If it's bad, and if it's good, then have gratitude and realize it. Like, I don't have everything in the world figured out either. You know what I'm saying? And neither does the people who are successful around me. I know they don't have it figured out, and I know that they're not perfect. And I've even had situations where my friends, like, I just marinate on bad things. Like, bro, let that crap go. Talk to your friends and tell them the issue at hand. If they're not listening, then obviously y'all are not compatible. Or, like, you know, try to put it the best way possible that you know that you can. But at the end of the day, know that you got to do what you love. One day you're going to die. One day I'm going to die. we're all gonna die one day. So the point of what I'm saying is to always be doing what you love and like to do. You know what I'm saying? Never get caught up, or try not to get caught up in stuff that, like, places you don't gotta be at, situations you don't gotta be in. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like, if you're in a toxic relationship, or in anything, where it be a friendship, a love, or a job, you know what I'm saying? Like, see the way out. I'm not saying that anything is possible, but whatever you put your mind to, I'm pretty sure you'll eventually get to it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm not saying that you could time travel. Who knows? Maybe you put all the work into time traveling, and then you do that. Boom, and you do it. But at the end of the day, reality is like what you going through your mind. That's your reality, your perception. Because yes, you're experiencing the world, but you're also hearing your thoughts and feeling your emotions and stuff like that. But before you crash out, listen, and take a breather. You know what I'm saying? Not every situation has to be backboard last minute shot before the bell rings, or whatever it is. Like, some situations it can be silent. Like, not, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everything needs a response. Like that one other quote, it's like, life is like what, 1% of what happens to you, and then 99% of how you react to it and stuff like that. So the best thing to do in life, if you don't fit into a genre, you make a new genre. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if all these artists never tried. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if, think for a second, if all your favorite artists, or all whatever thing that you love the most in the world, whoever made that, if they never tried. Like, and if you're religious, imagine if God would have never, like, made everything. You know what I'm saying? Or if you like music, imagine if your favorite artist never dropped a track. Or if you like movies, you get the point. What I'm saying, it's like, just do what you love, and then take actual steps. You know what I'm saying? Stop getting blurred by the bigger picture. Like, look at your next step on what you have to do, and then just do that. But then when you look at the bigger picture, you're gonna get distracted. You're gonna get anxious. Just do that. So, like, let's say you want to get out of your bubble and talk to somebody. Focus on just walking to them, right? And then you go from there. I'm not a life coach. I'm not gonna pretend to be. I don't even have everything figured out. I'm still trying to figure everything out myself. But that's all I'm saying. Like, just to add what the Desperate Horseman said. You know what I'm saying? Just love yourself. And just because you can, anyways, just do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't already, yeah. And if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you if you watch this video all the way through. It would, if you could like this video and maybe subscribe, I would appreciate that too. And if not, I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, thank you for watching.